Mr. Rogers, you asked me if you wanted to, if we're going to have another chance. Do you still want have a question that you haven't addressed?
I would love to. I certainly would like to see Doctor here ask a question, and also the woman from Mexico and Colombia.
We will call on them as we see fit. But if you have anything else to say, please.
Yes. I want to back up my comrades from the labor unions. When we talk about Coca-Cola and workers' rights and human rights, I'll go back to the IUF because I get their reports. It seems that respecting labor unions and workers' rights doesn't seem to be on Coca-Cola's list of priorities. In fact, the IUF has dubbed Coca-Cola, if I'm correct, a serial human rights offender. Human rights abuses are accumulating at the Coca-Cola Company's facilities in Indonesia, Haiti, the Philippines, the USA, and Ireland. I just had people from Ireland come in here to talk to me about what's going on there with the concentrate plants. Also, I have to bring up again the serious issues of Coca-Cola's complicity in the kidnapping, torture, and murder of union leaders in Guatemala and Colombia has not been dealt with. Now, Mr. Kent, I appreciate the opportunity we've had sitting down. We've had good discussions to try to resolve some of the issues that I've raised. Mr. Quincy is now going to be on the hot seat, okay? Because Mr. Quincy, coming out of Mexico, there are serious issues in Mexico and Latin America, and now he's the head of the company. We have to deal with the Angel Alvarado issue of a human rights abuse that happened to him some years ago when he refused to violate the law at the direction of Coca-Cola under the auspices of Mr. Quincy. I also have to, I've got 29 seconds, I have to remember the great ILO investigation? The International Labor Organization was going to do an independent investigation of the human rights abuses in Colombia with Sinalternal. That was a lie. It was a lie promoted by Neville Isdale and Mr. Kent, you yourself. You still will not admit that that was a phony investigation that never took place and never had a chance of taking place. So I just wanted to raise that. Good luck to you in your future. Mr. Quincy, you'll be hearing from me.
Thank you. Look. If my memory is correct, you raised the same, very similar issues about Angel Alvarado, about Mexico, not last year because we missed you last year, but the year before, and nothing could be further from the truth of those allegations. There is just no ground to any of those allegations. We've talked about them, you and I, in a different environment, sitting down around the table, and we just believe that none of those allegations are true. As regards the IUF, we are going to keep sitting down and talking, and we view our relationship as being positive and something that we continue to keep going forward, trying to solve some of our differences through discussion, dialogue, and trying to see common platforms together. Mr. Ron, you have a point?
I think you know who I am. Yeah, I mean, clearly that's true. We have worked, I think, hard and successfully over 13, 14 years to resolve some of those issues, but they are stacking up again, and that's a concern to us. The international human rights framework that the company claims to publicly and proudly be compliant with has also evolved over those years. However, given the company's constantly repeated assertion that you are now not able to influence bottlers in the system, I would ask you this question. To what degree have your franchising arrangements kept up with the challenges of that changing human rights framework? Your human rights report in 2017 started with the claim that standards laid out in it applied across, and I quote, our 800 factories. However, it ends with a significantly weaker statement that you merely expect bottlers to respect international human and workplace rights. A mere expectation cannot reflect the extent of your obligation to the 700,000 workers you speak of in the system. I would also suggest that if the business model, the contractual arrangements, and the management tools they provide don't work for those human rights issues, why would anyone have faith in them working for other issues around, for example, environment, plastics, and even issues around branding and marketing? If you claim, however, that those contractual arrangements do work for those other issues, why have similar contractual obligations not been effectively written into those arrangements to strengthen your ability to remedy the substantial human rights risks that the Coca-Cola company faces around the world? Thank you.
Thank you. First, we see eye to eye with all our bottlers related to issues of adhering to the highest standards of human rights. Clear. However, bottlers are independent companies run by independent leadership teams, and not everything that can be dictated to bottlers because they are independent companies, some of them public companies. We do see eye to eye on the very important issues of adhering to human rights, of the principles, of the highest ethical standards, all of those, but recognize, please, that they are independent companies. And again, we work with you all the time to influence, bear influence to bring matters to a better place with us being in the middle of the table. That we see as our role. And I think going forward, we will continue. And just like I mentioned, the CEO of Coca-Cola Northern New England, that's accepted to meet with Sue, is a part and parcel of all of these. And do not underestimate, please, our resolve in wanting to basically collaborate and to try and resolve some of the issues. There will be things that we will agree to disagree. That's just the fact of life. It just happens. But we respect you as an organization. We work with you as an organization, and we will continue to do that.